Imagine a life where no matter what you face pain, uncertainty, or fear, you have someone guiding you, someone filling every void in your soul. That's the promise Jesus offers us. Today, let's journey through this comforting truth and discover how relying on Him can change everything about how we live, love, and trust. Jesus, the ultimate source of fulfillment. We often find ourselves seeking satisfaction in countless ways through career achievements, relationships, or even material gains. Yet, these pursuits leave us feeling emptier, as their allure is fleeting. Here lies the truth: Jesus, as the bread of life, is the source of lasting satisfaction. He promises to fill us so completely that we'll never hunger or thirst spiritually again. Jesus isn't offering a temporary fix but a deep, enduring contentment that flows from His love and presence. When we anchor our hope in Him, He satisfies every longing in our heart, fulfilling us in ways that are impossible for any worldly achievement. It's like having a wellspring of peace and joy within us that the world cannot take away. Trusting Jesus with every step. In our lives, there's often so much noise, voices that pull us in all directions, filling us with fear, confusion, and darkness. But when we choose to follow Jesus, He leads us toward light, peace, and clarity. His presence removes the fears that grip our hearts, replacing them with courage and calm. Think about it, walking with Jesus is like having a guide who not only knows the way but also provides security in the journey. As the Good Shepherd, He cares for us as a shepherd cares for his flock, knowing each one of us by name and guiding us away from dangers. Listening for Jesus' voice amid life's noise. With countless distractions and competing voices around us, how do we ensure we're hearing the right guidance? Jesus reminds us that, like sheep who recognize their shepherd's voice, we too should be attuned to His words of love and truth. Tuning into His voice isn't just about blocking out noise, it's about knowing Him deeply. He speaks words of peace and truth that cut through fear and temptation. Whenever we stray or feel overwhelmed, it's a reminder to quiet ourselves and reconnect with His loving direction, trusting that His words lead us to safety and purpose. Slowing down for divine guidance. We live in a world obsessed with speed and productivity, pushing us to do more and move faster. But sometimes, God's plan involves waiting and listening. He asks us to slow down, seek His will, and be sensitive to the Holy Spirit's gentle nudge. In doing so, we find that His timing is perfect. By taking time to listen, we invite God to refine our plans, aligning them with His will. Rushing through life without seeking His guidance often leads us away from the fulfillment He promises. When we trust that His timing is always right, we start to experience true peace. Purity of heart and a passion for God's presence. Our spiritual journey is one of constant transformation. To grow in our faith, we need a pure heart that isn't cluttered by unholy desires or distractions. Jesus teaches us to invite God's cleansing power into our lives, removing anything that grieves the Holy Spirit. Replacing worldly desires with a passion to seek God's presence draws us closer to Him, helping us bear good spiritual fruit. This isn't just about resisting temptation. It's about letting our faith thrive, becoming more like Christ each day, and radiating His love to those around us. Clarity and purpose in every step. Living intentionally means recognizing that each day is an opportunity to serve God and bring glory to His name. Instead of drifting aimlessly or succumbing to distractions, we ask God to provide clarity in our purpose. With His guidance, we walk each step with intention, knowing that He has a plan for our lives. Whether it's in our relationships, work, or even small daily actions, living for God's glory helps us stay on the right path. He is faithful to show us where to go, what to do, and how to honor Him. Embracing God's perfect plan, life is often unpredictable, and challenges can feel overwhelming. Yet, when we surrender to God's wisdom, trusting that He knows what's best, we find the courage to walk His path even when it's difficult or uncertain. In moments of doubt, we remind ourselves that His plan is better than anything we could imagine. This doesn't mean life becomes easy, but it does mean we have the strength to face anything. Trusting in His love and guidance, we gain the courage to keep moving forward, knowing He's right beside us. Strength and resilience through faith. There's immense power in knowing that God has already overcome every challenge we could face. By trusting in His power, wisdom, and love, we find resilience in times of trial. Jesus' sacrifice and His precious blood protect us from harm, offering us peace even in the fiercest storms. When we root ourselves in His promises, we're equipped to stand firm, no matter what comes our way. God's strength becomes our strength, His wisdom our guiding light. He is our safe haven, and His love gives us the assurance that we can handle any situation. Gratitude and surrender. Surrendering our worries, fears, and anxieties to God frees us from the burdens that weigh us down. When we trust Him fully, knowing that He is able to handle everything, our faith deepens. Fixing our eyes on Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith, we discover peace beyond understanding. Gratitude becomes our response to His endless grace and mercy. In Jesus, we find joy, hope, and salvation, regardless of our circumstances. Letting go of our reliance on our own strength, we embrace His all-encompassing love and trust. In every part of life, from our highest joys to our deepest struggles, Jesus remains our steadfast anchor. His love, protection, and guidance transform our experiences, giving us a foundation that withstands every storm. Let's remember, the fulfillment we seek isn't in the temporary things of this world, but in the eternal joy found in Him. Trust Him today, let go of every worrying, and live in the light of His promises. May this truth guide us, strengthen us, and draw us closer to a life filled with His peace and purpose.